Hi everyone. So I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to revise your 8-line poem rough draft. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my whole screen. So just to recap, I did talk about what the assignment is in the virtual lecture for today, but just to recap, there's 3 steps. And step 1 is to take your rough draft from Monday or Tuesday, depending on if you're A day or B day, and start by finding out how many syllables are in each line. Because like I talked about in class today, in order to get our song to fit in with Bon Jovi's song, we have to get it to match his syllable count. And so the syllable count of Bon Jovi's lines range from 6 to 10 syllables. And so I have a copy of the lyrics with the syllable count for you in the Day 2 folder for today. It's right here, Original Lyrics to Do What You Can by Bon Jovi. And I also added the original video, not the MSNBC video. I found the video that Bon Jovi posted on YouTube. And so maybe if you need more ideas about what you can talk about, you can watch his original video, because in the beginning, he takes some time talking about the things that you could write about. But anyway, if I pull up the original lyrics, you can see I've gone ahead and counted how many syllables are in each line. So he goes 10, 6, 10, 7, and in the second stanza, 10, 9, 10, 6. So there's that pattern there of syllables. So what I did to do this was I copy pasted each line into a syllable counter to find out how many syllables were in each word. You could also do this by count clapping the way you did in elementary school. So I could say, tonight they're shutting down the borders, but I can't count and clap at the same time like that and say the words. So I found a syllable counter so that it can help you guys, like it helped me, to figure out how many syllables are in each sentence and in each word. So remember, a syllable is how many like beats a word gets. So tonight is 2, there is 2, I think, shutting is 2, down is 1, the is 1, borders is 2 syllables. So that's like how many beats are in each word, I guess you could say. So I copy pasted the Bon Jovi lyrics one by one into this syllable counter to get our count. So that's how I got this 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 9, 10, 6. And so the easy way that you guys can revise yours is to aim to follow this same pattern of 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 9, 10, 6. You're going to see in my rough draft, I don't necessarily do it exactly like that. I tried to stay pretty close. But with my original words, I found that that 10, 6, 10, 7 didn't work. So I'm still within the 6 and 10 syllables, but I switched it up a little bit. So anyway, step 1 is to start by putting each line of your rough draft one by one into this syllable counter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so you can see what I mean. So I have my rough draft in my original Word document, so you just want to keep working in the same document. If you didn't save it to your computer, you can re-download it by going to the assignment, and over here where your submission pops up, if you just click it, it'll let you re-download what you wrote. Or if you created it in Schoology, you can click it and it'll open up what you wrote for you here. So you just have to go back to day 1 to get your rough draft if you didn't save it. But so here's my rough draft again. So I'll recap. I had written, it feels like I'm a prisoner behind my computer screen, missing my students because of distance learning. I wonder if they know how much I really care, answering their emails all day so they know I'm still there. At first it felt like I was drowning between work and school and regular life, but I've had my boyfriend by my side, and so we're not alone despite being stuck inside. And I'm trying not to read that with any particular rhythm, because in my brain I'm like, I can make it fit. But in reality, when I do the syllable count, my poem doesn't fit. So I'm going to go one by one, line by line, and copy paste my lines into the syllable counter and take note of how many syllables are in each line. So I just want to click copy and then come over here and click paste. And so I can see already, I'm outside of the syllable count. My first line is 17 syllables. And so you're going to want to go in and do this line by line, count it, and then make note for yourself how many syllables you have in your rough draft per line. So I'm going to go to line 2, copy it into the syllable counter, My second line is 12. And then I would do my third line. My third line is also 12. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I already pre-did it so that you wouldn't have to watch me. Oop, I can't spell. Can't spell and talk. I already did it so that you wouldn't have to watch me copy paste the whole thing, but that's what I mean. Go line by line into the syllable counter and figure out how many syllables you have in each line. So in the end, I had 17 syllables for my first line, 12 for the second, 12 for the third, 17 for the fourth, and then my second sentence is actually not so bad. I'm typically within the syllable range. So my first line is 9 syllables, my second line is 10 syllables, my third line is 10 syllables, and my fourth line is 13 syllables. So I had a little bit of work to do here. So what I did was I went line by line and I figured out how I could say the same message in the least amount of words. So I figured out what words could I cut. Because if you notice, right, when we read songs and poetry, they don't always talk in complete sentences. Sometimes they just pick and choose words, but we still understand what they're saying. So for example, my first line, feels like I'm a prisoner behind my computer screen. I cut out felt like and I just put some days I'm a prisoner. And then when I checked my syllable count, now I'm at 9 syllables, so I made note for myself. And then I still wanted it to say to my computer screen because some days I'm a prisoner is really vague. Like, am I literally a prisoner? Am I figuratively a prisoner? What am I a prisoner to? So I broke this first line into 2 lines, and then I made my line 2 to my computer screen, which is 6 syllables, I'm sorry. So then that meant I had 3 lines unaccounted for and only 2 lines left. So I was all, oh no, what do I do? So it says, missing my students because of distance learning. I wonder if they know how much I really care, answering their emails and messages all day so they know I'm still there. I cut that down to talk about like how I haven't seen you guys. So I just put, haven't seen my students in 6 weeks. I hope they're all okay. So it still has my same message of hoping that you all know that I hope you're okay and that you're doing well, but I shortened it up into 2 lines, which I'm going to talk about that I didn't like in a few seconds. If you notice, I wrote rough draft 2 here because I wrote this and then I was like, this still sucks. So I rewrote it a third time, but I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, I rewrote my first stanza from this to this. So now it says, some days I'm a prisoner to my computer screen. Haven't seen my students in 6 weeks. I hope they're all okay. Which if you're listening to me read that, you're probably like, it throws off the rhythm a little bit. Anyway, so my second stanza, which was at first it felt like I was drowning between work and school and regular life, but I've had my boyfriend by my side, so we're not alone despite being stuck inside, felt really super clunky. So I did keep the first part because I felt like that was important, right? It talks about how I was feeling and it was within the syllables. I think I just added a word. First it felt like I was, oh no, I messed that up. Let me double check this. This is why this syllable counter is important because as you're rewriting, like I said, you want to double check, yeah, to make sure that you have the right amount of syllables. So actually, I have 9. Okay, so I rewrote it to say, at first it felt like I was drowning between work and school and life because I felt like between work and school and regular life sounded weird. So I took out regular. And so when I copy pasted that over to check it, now I've cut it down to 6 syllables. And then I put, but I've got my boyfriend by my side. I left that because it was 10 syllables, so I thought it worked. And then I tried to rewrite this last part, and I still ended up with 14 syllables because I like that rhythm. I was like, so I'm not alone even though I'm stuck inside. I was like, oh, that fits. So here, let me take a second to pause because a good thing to do here, once you've got your rough draft rewritten and you're within the syllable count, unless you're like me, you messed up your last line, the next thing you're going to want to do is listen to the song so that you have the melody in your head, because now that you have the correct rhythm, you still want to make sure it feels like it flows with the rest of the song. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Like I said, this is the original video that he sent. I posted that link for you in Schoology.
You can do about that. Talk about the paycheck that you're losing.
Let's see.
Window and wondering. Just remember, we're going to get through it. So sing your song, you and me, together. And remember, when you can't do what you do what you can. Tonight they're shutting down the borders, and they boarded up the schools. Small towns are rolling up their sidewalks, one last paycheck coming through. I know you're feeling kinda nervous, but all a little bit confused. Nothing's the same, this ain't a game, we gotta make it through. When you can't do what you do what you can. This ain't my prayer, it's just a thought I'm wanting to send. Round here we bend but don't break, down here we all understand. When you can't do what you do what you can. Here's your verse. When you can't do what you do what you can. This ain't my prayer, it's just a thought I'm wanting to send. Round here we bend but don't break, down here we all understand. You can't do what you do what you can.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. So I was trying to really listen to the rhythm. So then I would need to go back and look at this and try to sing it to myself. So if I tried to make it fit, I don't like singing on camera. I'm about to be real brave right now. Don't judge me. It's too early in the morning for me to care what my voice sounds like. But so it goes, some days I'm a prisoner to my computer screen. Haven't seen my students in 6 weeks. I hope they're all okay. So like you can see, that's really clunky. I didn't like it. And then if I sing this next part, at first it felt like I was drowning between work and school and life, but I've got my boyfriend by my side. So like, I was like, this is still really clunky. I don't like it. So I rewrote it one more time. And I tried to cut back on some more of the lines. So you can see like I cut out this between work and school and life. It's no longer here in the final version. I didn't like this, haven't seen my students in 6 weeks. Felt really weird, didn't fit in with the song at all. Even though it was in the syllable count, it didn't like fit with the rhythm. So I rewrote it one more time. So my final version, after I made a few more changes with words, still says, some days I'm a prisoner to my computer screen. I miss seeing all my students and I hope they're all okay. Which is still a little weird, but I played with it a bunch and that's the best I can do. And then I have, at first it felt like I was drowning, but with my boyfriend by my side, I'm not alone, even though I'm always stuck inside. So if I were going to be a brave soul and sing it, I'm going to hum it to myself first. So. Yeah, so now when I sing it in my head, it makes sense. So if you're not a brave soul, like I'm not a brave soul sometimes, you can hum it to yourself. So then if I tried to sing it, which I don't want to, but you know, for your own personal benefit and amusement, I guess I will. So it would go, some days I'm a prisoner to my computer screen. I miss seeing all my students and I hope they're all okay. At first it felt like I was drowning, but with my boyfriend by my side, I'm not alone, even though I'm always stuck inside. And that goes much better than what I had originally rewritten. And so that's what you're aiming for. And then if you want to be a brave soul, you can record yourself singing it. If you notice, he leaves it with the music so you can record yourself singing with him. But yeah, once we do this, then next week we will look at posting these on social media. If you want to get ahead of the game, once you've got your final draft written, you can submit it to me and post it on social media. But hopefully this is how your rough drafts and your revision process should go. And after that, if you have any questions or you want me to look at your lines before you submit them, remember you have until Sunday to ask me for help, to look over them, and your final draft is due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Sunday, May the 10th is this Sunday. And you can keep it all in the same draft the way I did. You see I have my original rough draft. You don't have to do this. I just did this for recording purposes. You can just do this all on one. So my final that I would turn in would actually look like this. Let me put this on a new page. Okay, so here's my original rough draft with the syllable count. Here's my revision. You don't have to post your revision if you don't want to me. And then here's my final draft. And what I did at the end was I gave it a title, I kept the Do What You Can, and then I put by Bon Jovi featuring me. So you can copy that too, by Bon Jovi featuring you, because this is my lines, but the song itself is his song. And then yeah, if you have any questions again, please let me know. Thank you for watching. Good luck with your final drafts. I look forward to reading and hearing the songs that you guys come up with.